This is urgent, viral, get it out. Here is the new $100 bill. The 10 has been turned upside down. Anyone that watches my ministry should know what that means. Here come contrails of missiles right here. Here's a contrail of a missile coming in, exploding. Coming in from this side right here, exploding. The reason I'm showing it to you on this is because once you put it in a higher resolution, it's difficult to see, but with the naked eye, here again is the contrail coming in, missile exploding. This is going to be New York City, and you're going to see the water coming through now after this. Here are the buildings. Here are the buildings right here. See the buildings right here? Okay, you see all this ink right here that makes the unidirectional lines? There's darker ink in certain spots. You'll see it. Okay, these unidirectional lines is movement towards the subject, which is us. As I change the magnification, you're going to see all of this. All of this is going to turn to waves coming in from those nukes that went down, and they're going to be destroying the city. Watch. Here it goes. There it is. See it? See how it changed? See how it gets all fluffy? Boom. There it is. Buildings being wiped out. There it is. See the water? That's water. I'm going to go back. Look. There it is. Now picture the water coming at you. Boom. Boom. Now picture the water coming at you. Boom, 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 boom. Devastation. Let me show you what's going to precipitate that, which is on the new $100 bill. It's coming to New York, I guarantee it. Let me show you what's going to cause this. Here's the other side of the $100 bill. I'm going to enlarge it. There you go. There it is. This is all water splashing up. This is a missile right here. There are the fins of the missile. Here's the fuselage of the missile and the head of the missile impacting into the water. This ink represents the water going up and a nuke. Watch as I change the magnification. Ready? There it is. There it is. There you go. That's what's coming. Watch what there's a missile hitting. There it is going in. There's the water coming up and the nuke beginning. There it is. All right, also on this bill there's this blue stripe. It's a hologram. What it is, it's, if I move it around, it's the Liberty Bell and it's ringing. If you move a hologram, the hologram moves. So if there was a clanger in there and it's going like this, what would it be doing? It would be going ding, 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 ding. They are sounding their alarm. This bill is a vehicle to distribute their plans. That's what they're doing. These are their plans to nuke the United States. It's Satan's plan, by the way, Satan and the fallen angels. But we have members of our government who have been taken over by demonic spirits, and they're part of this. There it is. This blue line, it also represents a water event. And it's the bell ringing. They're ringing the bell.
You're free, and freedom is beautiful. And, you know, it'll take time to restore chaos and order, but order out of chaos, but we will.
Order out of chaos, but we will. It'll take time to restore.
It's the Liberty Bell and it's ringing. It's the Liberty Bell and it's ringing. It's the Liberty Bell and it's ringing. It's the Liberty Bell and it's ringing.
Se van a poner más nerviosos los ratones y pueden ser capaces de cualquier cosa, es decir,
¿Cómo qué?
incluso de que haya otro ataque químico por parte de los...
¿Autoataque?
Un autoataque, sí, otra bandera falsa, como la que hubo el 21 de agosto.
Y el 11-9.
Y el 11 de septiembre, obviamente, sí, son banderas falsas, una estrategia militar de Occidente que en cualquier momento la pueden usar. No solamente ahí, en la región, sino incluso en los Estados Unidos o contra algún objetivo estadounidense.
There will be 3 judgments or events happening in the same night. Holding my head up high, I can say that God revealed to me things that no eye has ever seen in these times. He showed me a huge rock, an asteroid, entering from the municipality of Arecibo in Puerto Rico and exiting through Mayagüez. As it exits Mayagüez, the asteroid will collide with the island called Mona, to the west of Puerto Rico. Then the asteroid will enter the ocean and collide with the seismic fault, which will then cause an earthquake of 12 points on the Richter scale. At the same time, this impact will produce a large wave, which will enter the island of Puerto Rico immediately. This wave will enter into cities that no one would believe possible. Cities like Las Marias and Maricao, where Satanists sacrifice newborn babies. Once this asteroid enters our skies, there will be no time to do anything. There will be nowhere to run. All we can do at that point is give ourselves to God, spiritually. If the Lord has not told anyone to get up and go before this happens, then don't move. Stay in your home. All we can do is prepare for what's coming. I am speaking to God's people, as He told me that on that night many Christians will die. The impact of the asteroid will be such that it will feel like a nuclear explosion. God's priority in giving this message of judgment is so that all His people will understand the urgency and content of His message. I say with all certainty that the 12 Richter scale quake will be Jehovah God of the universe Himself executing this judgment in person, very similar to when God visited Abraham to warn him about his destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. When Jesus entered the temple, He saw how His people were violating His spiritual etiquette. Instead of them going out on the streets and buying and selling what they needed, they did it on the temple grounds, provoking God's wrath. Coincidence or not, we can see how many of God's churches are doing the same things today. They have put aside all that Jesus did by dying on the cross so that we can see Him and the Father. It all comes down to holiness, without which no man shall see the Lord. The death toll shall be overwhelming. In Puerto Rico alone, it will reach 750,000 people. The massive wave will be moving at a speed of 400 miles per hour, according to a scientist that studies these phenomena. After the impact, the wave will be taking everything in its path through the Caribbean islands. It will be entering Miami, Florida at around 5 a.m. It will make its way up the eastern United States, also the Gulf of Mexico and South America. As a As a personal note, experts predict that such a colossal impact would cause the Earth's rotation to cease for 3 days, meaning the Earth would not rotate for 3 days, which in turn means that there would be 3 days of utter darkness on this side of the Earth. He told me, "Trust in me, I will never fail you, but men always fail."
Mientras tanto, se está preparando FEMA y el gobierno estadounidense para una catástrofe en la costa este de los Estados Unidos y Puerto Rico, preguntamos. Movidas estratégicas poco usuales y la alegada compra millonaria de alimentos, antibióticos y ataúdes han sido divulgadas a través de las redes sociales, pero en un comunicado de prensa emitido esta tarde, FEMA rechazó la información. Charito Fraticelli informa.
What in the hell is this?
Compra millonaria de ataúdes, 11 millones de dólares en antibióticos, 14.2 millones en alimentos listos para comer, vehículos militares, adiestramientos y todo alegadamente debía estar listo y entregado a FEMA antes del 1 de octubre. Esto a raíz de alegados informes confidenciales, incluso algunos obtenidos por Edward Snowden, en los que se revela que funcionarios federales señalaron que el área de FEMA Región 3 de Estados Unidos, que incluye a Washington DC, Delaware, Maryland, Pensilvania y Virginia, entre otros estados, se prepara en silencio ante una amenaza catastrófica. El agente catalítico parece ser los efectos adversos del terremoto de Virginia del 23 de agosto de 2011, que alegadamente destrozó una zona de falla desconocida que se extiende desde Richmond, Virginia, hasta el exterior del Océano Atlántico. En Puerto Rico se han visto movidas que han creado alarma en el pueblo. Por ejemplo, la llegada de vehículos militares y municiones al puerto de Ponce.
They've given me a few minutes just to talk to all of you in our NASA family about emergency preparedness. NASA recently participated in a FEMA exercise called Eagle Horizon that was a part of a continuity of operations and government exercise that we do annually. And I became aware of some things that concern me about our family preparedness, and I wanted to talk to you very briefly. You know, we in NASA, we're an incredibly unique organization. We're the only agency in the federal government that's responsible for the safety and well-being, not only here on Earth, but off this planet. So my experience in the astronaut office, my experience as an active duty Marine, always talked about the importance of family preparedness and to make sure that we had a viable family support program. And I have concerns that ours right now is not as good as it ought to be. So what I'm asking all of you in the NASA family, whether you're out on the West Coast, here on the East Coast, along the Gulf Coast, up on the Great Lakes, think about the natural disasters that could occur in your area. Think about attacks that could come like 9/11 from outside forces, and talk to your family about your work and what they need to do to prepare for the unforeseen. Develop a family preparedness plan in your house. Have an emergency supply kit available. Most people who live along the Gulf Coast always have an emergency kit for hurricanes. I'm not sure whether people out on the West Coast think about earthquakes and the like, but have an emergency supply kit at your home. Think about a family communications plan. Where are we going to meet if an emergency occurs and we're all over town? What are we going to do? Are we going to call each other on the cell phone? Just think about those things. If you have pets, think about a pet preparedness plan. How are you going to make sure that they're taken care of when you're spread all over the place? And then if you have family members who have special needs preparedness. The most important asset for us to successfully complete our mission is that our people, our families mainly, are taken care of so that we can come to work and feel good that if an emergency arises, our families are going to be taken care of. So I would ask you again, sit with your families, think about what you would do in an emergency situation. I hope that you'll embrace and support the Family Preparedness Program as we all get better prepared to deal with these emergencies. Know your stuff. Know what it is that you're going to do. Know what it is that you want your family to do if an emergency arises. But most of all, be prepared.
You believe me to be God's prophet. You listen to what I told you. Se vocês creem que eu sou o profeta de Deus, escutem o que eu lhes digo.
We don't know what time.
Nós não sabemos a que hora.
You don't know what time that this city one day is going to be laying out here at the bottom of this ocean.
E você não sabe a que hora esta cidade um dia vai se encontrar aqui no fundo deste oceano.
Oh, Capernaum, said Jesus.
Ó Cafarnaum, disse Jesus.
Thou who exalted into heaven will be brought down into hell.
Tu que te ergues até o céu, será abatida até os infernos.
For if the mighty works had been done in Sodom and Gomorrah, it had been standing to this day.
Porque se em Sodoma e Gomorra tivessem sido feitos os prodígios, teriam permanecido até hoje.
And Sodom and Gomorrah lays at the bottom of the Dead Sea, and Capernaum's at the bottom of the sea.
E Sodoma, Gomorra se encontram no fundo do Mar Morto e Cafarnaum está no fundo do mar.
Thou city who claims to be the city of the angels.
Tu cidade que afirma ser a cidade dos anjos.
Who's exalted yourself into heaven.
Que tens te exaltado até o céu.
And sent all the dirty, filthy things, the fashions and things.
E enviado todas as coisas sujas e imundas de coisas e coisas tais.
Even the foreign countries come here to pick up our filth and send it away.
A ponto de até mesmo as nações estrangeiras virem aqui apanhar nossa imundície e divulgá-la.
Your fine churches and steeples and so forth, the way you do.
Até nossas finas igrejas e torres e assim por diante, de maneira que fazes.
Remember, one day you will be laying in the bottom of this sea.
Lembra-te, um dia jazerás no fundo do mar.
You're a great honeycomb under you right now.
Tua grande falha como favo de mel debaixo de ti agora mesmo.
The wrath of God is belching right beneath you.
A ira de Deus está rotando bem debaixo de ti.
How much longer you'll hold this sandbar hanging over that?
Por quanto tempo mais ele reterá este banco de areia pendendo sobre aquilo?
That ocean out yonder, a mile deep, will slide in there, come back to the salton sea.
Quando este oceano, mais além de uma milha de profundidade, deslizar ali até chegar ao mar Salton,
it'll be worse than the last day of Pompeii.
Será pior do que o último dia de Pompeia.
Repent, Los Angeles.
Arrependa-se, Los Angeles.
Repent, the rest of you, and turn to God. The hour of His wrath is upon the earth.
Arrependa-se, o resto de vocês. Volte-se para Deus. A hora de sua ira está sobre a terra.
Flee while there's time to flee. Come into Christ.
Fuja enquanto há tempo para fugir e entre em Cristo.
It's the Liberty Bell and it's ringing. It would be going ding, 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 ding. They are sounding their alarm. It's the Liberty Bell and it's ringing. It would be going ding, 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 ding. They are sounding their alarm.
Good luck to us all.